Good morning.
Hello.
How
Welcome
you doing?
welcome
I gotta
to
turn this.
what you got going. Oh, getting it
Oh,
straight.
but wait. No, I'm not in the center. See, then to be in the center, I have to sit over here, and I don't want to sit over here. But then
over there.
but that door's over there. It's too bright.
Too bright.
Yeah.
Lighting issues.
Yes.
All right.
Well, we're not a professional studio for that. We're a professional studio for radio, not for TV. And I do have to fix my hair though. Hair and makeup forgot to show up today.
Okay.
I think they got a little too hungover last night, or were they too hungover from last night's party?
That would have been at the Jolly Roger.
Right. Well, I left before they did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was great seeing
I
everybody.
don't know who left first.
I left before you did.
Did you?
By just a couple minutes. Okay. Yep.
We had a wonderful time last night at the Jolly Roger restaurant. For Mark St. John, our buddy. Man. A lot of great times. A lot of cool people that I met that I'd never met before.
No.
Friends of Mark, listeners of 102.5 The Shark. Thank you guys for coming out and saying hi to us and paying your respects to Mark St. John. You really meant a lot to us. No doubt about it. That's for sure.
Reaching out to I'm replying to something that I forgot to reply to earlier.
I see.
Because I'm being bad. And I forgot to, I don't know. It was such a crazy day around here yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Victoria and Heather, I still have to get your addresses.
Okay.
And I haven't picked anybody yet, but I will be picking somebody here in the next few minutes for the Bo 8-piece tailgate.
Yes.
As in Bojangles.
It's bow time. So, two things. Last night we had a wonderful time at the Jolly Roger, honoring Mark St. John. A lot of his listeners, our listeners, and his friends came out and said hi to him. It was a wonderful slideshow that we're going to try to get the rights to and hijack from the lady that did it for us, and see if we can't put that on our Facebook page. That would really be cool. And the other thing we'll talk about here in the next 15, 20 minutes is Ian. I know you guys are probably stalking any weather app or anything you can get to see what they say it's going to do. But at this point, it looks like just barely south of Tampa, Fort Myers area is going to be landfall, I think. First landfall for the continental U.S.
Right.
For a Category 4 hurricane.
Which is actually good for Tampa, because if it went north of Tampa, it would be sucking all the water out of Tampa Bay as well. If it went just,
That's
so
true.
it's
so
actually
if you have friends or relatives in Florida, probably anywhere in the state, they're going to really feel effects of this for the next day, maybe two.
Yes.
And now the National Weather Service says that there's a higher probability that it is going to make the trek all the way across the state back into the Atlantic Ocean briefly before Ian takes a turn to the north rather quickly and makes another landfall somewhere either in Georgia, Savannah, or South Carolina, Charleston.
Right, which they don't need that.
That's what they're saying today. And these things can change on a dime, but we just wanted to let you know that, just in case you didn't know, because that's part of our job. So.
Well, Perrin said she couldn't find the video from last night. Let me explain something. We are as puzzled about it as you are. For some reason, I was there. I watched it. There was people commenting on it and sending out different, making different statements. I got home last night just to watch it, just to make sure it sounded okay. And I watched the first, 3, 4, 5 minutes. And now I can't find it either.
All right. So
we're thinking something is going on with Facebook, because there's a couple other things that we can't find either.
Right.
So
Victoria.
See?
Did you watch that?
So it was there.
We want to know if you actually watched it in progress.
Great. It was a great live stream. Okay. So I'm not going crazy. I just wanted to make sure.
It has lost itself as far as being available on demand.
Right. It's
okay. So
we don't know where it is.
We're waiting for Facebook to clear that up, because we really think it's on their end. So just hang on if you guys missed it live last night.
It will be back, and we'll let you know. But it was. I will tell you this though. Okay, this is how you were getting the stream last night.
On the glitter phone.
No, My arm being held up like this for about 38 minutes.
I got you.
My arm was
You
like,
worn out, man.
it was, and then I'd have to move a little bit every now and
Yeah.
then because somebody would not quite stand at the right angle, and I wanted to get more
Right,
pictures of
right.
Marco in the that were on the big screen.
Mhm.
And so I'd get up and stand there, and then somebody would bring me a chair over so I could at least sit down because I was also wearing heels, and I
Yeah.
never wear heels. Okay. Later, I went. See, exactly. Yes, she watched it live. Oh, you're welcome, Karen, and thank you, Victoria. I'm glad you guys got to see it then, but it's going to come back.
Yeah.
It's just something I think weird with Facebook right now because, like I
There's a
said,
glitch in the matrix.
there's a couple.
Maybe.
Yeah,
We'll see
it's
what's up.
we don't know
Give
what's
us just
going
a
on.
second. We'll continue this conversation. Music moments coming up. Quick weather shot. Okay. Your station for the killer hits, 102.5 The Shark. Sing along, everybody. Come on, let's do it. Earth,
Sing a
wind,
song.
and fire. It is 8:08. Billy City with you.
Partly sunny, breezy today, high 71, winds gusting at 21 miles an hour along the
All
coast.
right, all the way within 10 at your music moments. Stick around. Also, join us on Facebook Live. We're doing a stream right now.
Join
It'll
us.
be a lot of fun. You could win something. Here's the Talking Heads.
This reminds me of the movie 13 Going on 30 when Maddie's downstairs in her basement jamming out to it. The Talking Heads burning down the house.
Great movie.
I liked it.
liked
It was
it.
cute.
All right, so let's see. So let me catch up on the comments. All right, Karen, where did you
Oh,
watch
Foy.
it? Karen, Foy, what a great job you all did last night. Thank you. You guys made it as special as all get out.
Yes, you did.
I was telling Cindy this morning, I said, Mark and I were buddies when we were in our early 20s together, and we worked at a radio station called Surf 106 right here in Nags Head. It's now Dixie 105.7.
Which is
Yes.
actually on the other side of that wall.
That's right. If you could see through it, you could see
Ray
Ray
and the
Turner
Jill.
and the Jill in that room right in there.
If that was
Anyway,
a window, they would
So
be-
Ray was with us last night. He emceed
he did a nice job.
the remarks and comments and story portion of the evening last night. He did a great job. But I was telling Cindy, it's so funny. Mark and I were buddies up until the time that I got married in about 1990 and left the Outer Banks with my new bride, and never lost touch with what Marco was kind of doing. We just didn't talk very often.
And you didn't really have, you had the internet, but you didn't
There
have
was
the
no,
internet.
no, there was no Facebook.
No, there wasn't any Facebook.
Yeah, there
no.
were what, chat walls or whatever they used to call
Yeah,
those things.
AOL,
It's like
you've got mail.
a DOS computer and your
Yeah,
fingertips.
horrible.
All right, so but that my wife and I we came back here in mid I guess 2015, and Marco had just been on fire for 20 some years on the radio here. Everybody knew him, everybody loved him. He was knocking it out of the park every morning, and it was just incredible what he had been doing.
Mm-hmm.
It was so cool to see that, and I had missed a lot of that firsthand. So last night when all those pictures started rolling, and all these old buddies and friends started coming out of the woodwork and walked into the Jolly Roger restaurant, I felt like I was getting an education for one, on a lot of fun, and I was getting to meet some really important people, important to Mark and important
Yes.
to one of 2.5 The Shark. So thank you for coming out last night. It was a pleasure to meet each and every one of you. It really was.
It was.
Absolutely. So
It was definitely a pleasure. And I'm going to, I promise you, I'm going to find out where this video, because I want to go back and actually watch it, because I did something last night that I pick on people that I like watch on sporting events. I watch a lot of golf. I watch a lot of football, but people like on the golf course, when say Tiger Woods, you see him all standing on the side of where he's teeing off, and they're watching it through their phone. I'm sorry, but I got to see last night's event through this little
the
thing.
phone.
So I want to be able to go back and watch it on my computer, like
I got you.
not full size, but full size, to actually sit back and go, as
Oh,
opposed to, okay, is everybody in the
Okay.
frame? Okay,
Yeah.
he's talking about this person. Let me go over here. Because I did get to hear it, but part of me feels like I
Right.
missed some stuff.
Okay. All right.
So
but there
yeah.
was some Foy, of course, was there
Yes.
with her
Clan.
posse.
Her posse, her
Posse
clan.
Full of ladies.
They came
coming
down
into
from
the Jolly
Virginia.
Rogers. And always a good time. I'm sure, there at the Jolly Roger. Let's see, met Gibby, one of Mark's buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Used to prowl around the Outer Banks, and Gibby has moved on up to Richmond, Virginia. I think as a big time bar manager kind of guy.
He was Slamming
Yeah.
Sammy's secondhand man.
Yeah, you might remember him.
Or
Yeah.
right hand man, whatever you want to call him,
Yeah,
like
the
his
man.
assistant.
The man to the man.
And he's a big, tall guy. You wouldn't want to mess with him.
Probably not.
No.
So, but there are other folks there. Some folks that used to do radio with East Carolina Radio. The alumni. Tom Charity was there.
Our corporate office was here.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I guess I call them our corporate office.
Yeah, one
They're
of the
just
sales managers from the past, Miss Rowe, was there. Some really cool people. Jewelry by Gail. Gail showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out she and Mark had been neighbors off and on for a long time here in Nags Head, and so she knew him that way.
Crockett and Lisa were there.
Yeah.
Mike was there. There was
We're dropping names because we want to
just
give
so
you
many
credit
people.
for showing up.
Lonnie was there with his wife Michelle.
Yeah,
Gosh, who else was there?
it was cool.
It was that.
Very
I
cool.
met a woman named Lori.
Mhm.
I met Debbie. I can't even keep. That's so
And
bad.
the
That's
food
awful.
was good. The Jolly Roger did a great job. I was man. What a
Thank you,
wide
Country Deli,
variety.
for bringing in a whole
We
bunch
brought in
of chick
extra food
platters.
because we weren't sure. We brought in food from the Country Deli.
Mm-hmm. And we brought in some pizza.
We even ordered some pizzas for you guys, so maybe this one's a pizza. Whatever.
Exactly. Well, Mr. D,
Yeah.
okay. Travis, he works for us. He's the one that's in charge of making sure all the commercials get
In the right place. on
in the right
station.
place at the right
Yeah.
station and everything else.
Mhm.
The food was fantastic. I agree with you. So he got hungry before they actually opened up the little buffet area.
Yeah.
And he walks up and he's sitting there eating on a piece of pepperoni pizza. Well, Mr. D looks at him. He's like, hey, where'd you get? He goes,
Where'd
it's
you
right
get
over
this?"
there. So Mr. D tippy toes over there. Well, the Jolly Roger was still setting up. So
Oh, he got caught?
Angela goes, not yet.
But Travis got in into the wire, huh? That's
And so
funny.
Mr. D comes back to Travis and he goes, they wouldn't let me have it. He goes, I still have this half of a piece you want.
What's this? That's Travis for you, man.
But they had
Sure.
they had barbecue barbecued
Yeah.
ribs. They
Yep.
had wings.
Mhm.
They had a fresh fruit platter. They had, what else did they have?
Shrimp, man.
Shrimp. Oh, the
Oh.
shrimp. Oh my goodness,
Where's
the
the
shrimp were
shrimp at?
delicious.
And that cocktail sauce.
The cocktail sauce I went with it. Perfect amount of horseradish.
First of all,
Mhm.
if you guys are sitting there watching us right now, you're going, wait a minute, what the heck?
We always talk about food.
This was in honor of Mark St. John, and they're sitting there talking about all the food. Well, you know what? You're going to learn something about Bill and Cindy. You give us any topic like this pin right here. Within 2 minutes, we can be talking about food.
I used that the other day to write down a recipe.
See?
See?
That's how it happens. So forgive us.
Yes.
We were talking, but the food was fantastic.
The food was fantastic. And the memories that people shared about Marco.
Mhm.
There was a couple things I did not know this, but Shelly shared this memory last night. Shelly Gray, who you see her pop in here from time to time.
Yeah.
He was a chef or cook, whatever, at the Golden Corral in
Yeah.
Kill Devil Hills. She heard him singing. She's like, I know that voice. So she went back there and she's like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm cooking. And she was like doing the demonstration of how he was. And I'm like, I could see him doing that.
Yeah.
I could completely see him doing that.
spinning around. You know,
Yeah.
this thing with a $1 million smile.
And he did have $1 million smile.
Yeah.
So, but hello, Michael.
Yeah. Okay. Hey,
Um,
how you doing?
What was another story that was kind of humorous?
In the office story. So we have an owner of our company named Rick, and Rick is, I don't know if he's OCD or if he just notices something out of place, he'll come in and he'll change it. But you know, there are these people that if you leave a picture crooked on the wall and you know they're coming, you know they're going to walk in and stand there for a second and they're going to fix
Kind
it.
of like the
right?
picture that's over there behind you that's a little bit slightly crooked right
Yeah,
now.
that's the kind of thing. So
It's driving me crazy, but I'm not doing anything about it.
So every morning that when Rick would roll in, he would walk in the back door and walk through our kitchen area, and there was a rug right
Right in front of the sink
Yeah,
where
this-
you
this-
normally have a rug.
just like at home. And it would be cockeyed. And here comes Rick, and he'd stop, look down, and he'd straighten that rug out and walk on down the hallway take a
Into his
right
office.
Into his office. Well, Marco immediately,
We'll come right up
before
after
he'd
him.
set his stuff down, Rick set his stuff down in his office. He'd walk over there and move it back. He'd go back to that and sit in his chair every morning. And Ray Turner told that. He says, it was
Yes.
so funny. He says, I guess I can tell it now. Well, Rick was there last night. He came out with a plate full of shrimp and he had heard the whole story. They thought he was out of the room. And he comes out there and goes, I wondered who was doing that.
Yeah, Marco would mess it up
He'd
every
mess it
time.
up, so.
Yes, Michael, how did your doctor's appointment go? Good question, parent. We'd like to know how is your hip coming along? Is it healing properly?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I really do. Do you have to, what kind of rehabilitation, exercise, physical therapy do you have to do with a hip replacement? Where does that begin? What is it?
I don't know.
Laying on your back, bicycling? I mean, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, maybe just lifting it up and down.
What are you doing?
Hey, tell Karen what the tough trivia answer. The tough trivia answer was tires.
Tires.
Okay, we don't know the joke. We don't know the joke. Maybe that you're supposed to buy them every 3 years, and she like drives them till they have no tread on them. Maybe.
Could be.
I don't know. But the average person buys them every 3 years, or maybe she buys them every 3 years and she thinks it's ridiculous, and people don't buy tires every 3 years. But people do evidently buy tires every 3 years.
Yeah, sure.
It also depends on how much you drive.
That's true too.
Karen just bought 2 new ones.
Oh,
that sets you back probably about $400. Those things are expensive
nowadays. They really are.
Yeah.
Man.
It is. Doctor was impressed. Yay.
Good for you.
Good. So you're healing properly. That's awesome.
Way to go.
That's
man.
always good
That's
news.
Good to hear.
Always
Absolutely.
good news. How about that woman? Did you guys hear our good news? Speaking of good news, the woman who was up in Nova Scotia area who got hit by Fiona, like the aftermath of Fiona, that at that point she was a tropical storm. Like everything, her house, she lost her house. She didn't lose her family. She didn't lose pictures. She didn't lose her, and her case of White Claw that she bought. Yes, White Claw, the little alcohol drinks. White Claw
still there.
Was still. She found it floating. It was in the refrigerator on her neighbor's yard. So she was pretty happy about that. But I thought that was just kind of funny. I thought that was very funny, actually. All right, as soon as we get you just walk. That's all you do for rehab is just start, but you're allowed to walk on it now. I'm guessing before you weren't really walking like putting all the weight on it and that kind of thing.
Good man. All right, we're gonna do some music moments for you, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about Hurricane Ian and wrap things up for you this morning. We'll give you the latest info that we've got because it's changed just a little bit.
67 years ago, the World Series was televised in color for the first time.
Oh.
The Yankees beat the Brooklyn Dodgers 6-5 in Game 1.
Wow.
That's pretty wow.
Here's the station for the killer hits. 102.5. The Shark with Pat Benatar. Hit me with your best shot. Good morning to you. 820. Bill and Cindy with you.
Partly sunny, breezy today, high 71. Wind gust 21 miles an hour along the coast. Mostly cloudy, breezy tonight, down to 64 along the coast, 54 inland. Tonight, or tomorrow, I guess, winds increasing along the coast. There's a slight chance of showers during the day. High near 70, and those wind gusts are going to get closer to 35 miles an hour. Looking around the area, Moyoc checking in at 58. Ahoskie, you've warmed up just a little. You're at 47. Kitty Hawk is at 64. Hatteras is at 67. And here in Nags Head, we have 64.
All right. It is time for your music moments. It's brought to you this morning by your forever realtor, Christy Bryant.
Looking to buy or sell a home? Christy Bryant is ready to talk to you. Call 252-217-5771 or log on to Christy with an I, Bryant.kw.com.
All right. On this date, 2004, a Beverly Hills tribute concert in honor of Ray Charles, featuring Stevie Wonder, Michael McDonald, Patty Austin, and James Ingram raised $15 million.
$15 million?
For Atlanta's African American institution, Morehouse College.
Wow.
2001, Mr. D would want to know this. Celine Dion and Peter Gabriel performed at an American Red Cross benefit concert at Montreal's Molson Center for Victims of the September 11th terrorist attacks in the U.S.
Just for note, Mr. D loves Celine Dion.
Yes,
in 2000, Ballet for Life, a ballet tribute to the late Queen singer and AIDS casualty Freddie Mercury, premieres at London's Sadler's Well Theatre. In 1974, Andy Kim's Rock Me Gently hit #1 in America. In 1974, Bad Company's self-titled album hits #1 in America. In 1972, David Bowie generated so much publicity with his Ziggy Stardust concert that he sells out a show at Carnegie Hall. Also, 54 years ago in 1968, Hey Jude by the Beatles hit #1 on the pop singles chart.
Great story behind that song. It really is.
Also, one more, can I throw in this?
Yeah.
46 years ago, back in 1976, Stevie Wonder released Songs in the Key of Life, which featured Isn't She Lovely?
There you go. All right. Music birthdays today, 1987. Hilary Duff was born in Houston, Texas. Let's see, 1967, it was Frank Zappa and his wife Gail have their first child, Moon Unit Zappa.
Oh, that's a Moon Zappa.
The Valley
Yeah.
Girl. The Valley Girl. Remember she had that hit, Valley Girl?
Yes.
All right. And it began a tradition of oddball names for all of the Zappa children.
Yes, they were a little odd.
1943. This is interesting. Listen up. Nick St. Nicholas of the band Steppenwolf.
Born to be Wild,
Yep.
people.
He was born Klaus Karl Kasbaum in Plön,
I
Germany
was to say, that sounds very German.
in 1943. Now, Nick's family had to flee to Toronto, Canada after his father's involvement in Operation Valkyrie. Like the
Really?
movie. Yeah. The failed mission to overthrow Adolf Hitler makes his dad an assassination target.
Wow, I never
Who
knew
would have
that.
never had part of Steppenwolf had it been for that operation.
Holy
Isn't that
moly.
something? And 1938, Ben E. King, who did some time in the Drifters before scoring a solo hit with Stand By Me, was born in Henderson, North Carolina. Not bad.
Wow.
It's not bad at all. That is your music moments. Stick around. We got more killer hits on the way.
For a girl like you. Sorry. If you haven't figured this out, people, I just kind of sing out every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
It says, sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. And that's what's blowing my mind.
She's still trying to figure out why we can't.
I
access
want to watch the video again.
the on-demand portion of the video from the live stream last night.
We're having trouble playing this video. And this is definitely 100% a Facebook problem.
I think it is too.
Unless somebody hacked our account for some reason and deleted it. But why would it show up like that it's actually there?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
That's what I don't get.
I agree.
Because it actually says it's 13 hours ago. It says 102.5 The Shark is live now.
Right.
And that was
Never
13 hours ago. Why isn't it showing up? All right, should we look for the latest on what
Well,
hurricane,
yeah.
what's his face is
Ian
doing?
is a strong Category 4.
I don't like Ian anymore.
Approaching the Florida coastline. Looks like the landfall is going to be just south of Tampa, Fort Myers area. I think is probably the closest bet for, first landfall. Thing is, that's changed is instead of just moving straight up Florida or moving to the east a little bit and then up into the Atlanta, Georgia area, it's probably not going to do that. It's going to make it across the state of Florida the next day or so.
I guess it'll go up towards Jacksonville or Tallahassee.
Oh yeah, it'll make some type of cross across the state, but it'll spill back out into the Atlantic briefly. At this point, and turn north then, and make its way up towards either Savannah or Charleston for another landfall. But something to keep an eye on is the next update and the next 12 hours, and see where that track is as far as what the forecast is concerned then.
Because it could.
Nobody wants is something unpredictable that might get caught in the Gulf Stream.
It can't stay off the
Yeah.
coast either. It
But
has to go back on
Here's
land.
something to note with Ian. When it makes its way across the state of Florida, it will hit as a Category 4
Right.
on the west coast of Florida. It's predicted to be 50 to 60 mile an hour winds when it comes off the other side of the state. Tropical storm.
Right.
Okay, so that's a big difference.
Oh,
So
Karen's
Just see.
Florida home is just south of Tampa,
Mhm.
Bradenton, Sarasota.
yeah,
Ooh.
Karen, man, our prayers are with you for your property there. It's going to be kind of interesting, I believe, to see whatever happens there at this point. Hope everything's okay. I hope you've got a way to secure things as best you can.
And Victoria said she didn't know Marco loved monkeys. There was a famous monkey in Elizabeth City named Gatelin Ray, famous worldwide on the internet. I didn't know that. All right, so I guess Perrin said it should also be on your page. I think she was talking about the video, the live video,
Yeah.
which exactly it should be there. The only place I find it is under saved videos,
Which is something only the administrators.
which only the administrators of our page can see.
see.
And then when I open it, it says, hold on, it says, sorry, we are having trouble playing this video. And I click learn more, and it takes me to the help section, which doesn't help a
Yeah.
bit. But it says, I can't play or I can't view or play videos on Facebook. So it says restart your browser or computer, check your internet connection, update your browser. But I have this phone, which is a totally different phone than his phone. It won't play on here. I can't even
Yeah.
find it on here. I have it on my computer or on my computer. I can't find it there. I'm doing the Wi-Fi. He's doing the hard Ethernet, connection to the internet,
The same thing.
and
Gives
he can't find it
same
either.
result.
So it's something, something's not right with Facebook on this.
Yep.
Karen, my mom's best friend from high school, who my mom is 85 years old and they've known each other since high school. She lives in Port Charlotte. So I've got to reach out to her and make sure she's doing okay. Never been hit yet with a hurricane,
Whew.
but I secured my house before
Wow,
I left. My
Karen.
neighbors will let me know if anything is still standing. Okay. So
Jeez.
Karen, are you on your way back to Virginia now? Just curious because we have your beach bag.
There you go.
It's over in the corner behind Bill's that shoulder, whatever that one is. The one that he's just raising up. It's behind that shoulder. It's his right shoulder.
I do solemnly swear.
Do you?
Mhm.
Okay. That it is there?
Yep.
Okay, good.
All right. Cool thing is we're going to keep you up to date on Ian.
Mhm.
All right. And we'll continue to give you the killer hits. That's our big promise.
Brinley
That's
Beach
one thing
Bag.
to do. Brinley Beach Bag.
We're gonna
with
still
Shelley
look for
this
the
afternoon.
we're still gonna look for the no, not with Shelley, with Ray.
Oh, with Ray this afternoon. There's so many of you guys.
There's-
Jeez, man. That's crazy.
Oh, she isn't. Oh, okay. Oh, she's in Virginia, hence the tune. You didn't
Cool.
stop by on your way to Virginia to pick up your bag. What
Sure.
happened?
Well, she was coming up 95. I understand.
Oh, okay. Well, that's true.
It's a little all the way.
Okay, I get you. I get you.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna roll some credits, and tomorrow will be Little Friday. We're gonna be talking with
No,
First
tomorrow. Oh, never mind.
Little
I only
Friday.
heard Friday. I was like, no, tomorrow's
Tomorrow
only
we'll be-
Thursday. Don't tease me like that.
We'll be talking with First Flight Rotary and their big oink and oysters that's coming up. And see how they're doing with that, and have some more fun on the radio and on Facebook. See you then.
And can I say one more thing real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Oink and Oyster, last year, they had to, they didn't have it, and they just had to sell the meat off because of a tropical storm. Thank goodness Ian is hitting the week before, so they
I
can still
know,
have it.
So they can still have it.
Phew, they lucked out.
You guys
Okay.
take care.
Bye, Karen. We'll
Have a
see you on
great
your
day.
way back south. Yes, be good and